the help and the support from Malaysian people through this agency, the Malaysian Relief Agency, to Yemeni people. Would you explain?
Okay. Walaikum salam, and thank you very much for having me. So we started, Malaysian Relief Agency started assisting or wanting to assist Yemen in 2015. So we had Dr. Dawood, he's not here. he was giving us information, and we had press conferences with him, and also we had our partner, some NGOs from Yemen, CSSW, which is the charitable society in Yemen. So we work closely with them, and now we are working with the embassy in Alhamdulillah. So some of the things that we have helped is like we publish, or we get people to be aware of the Yemen crisis. It is we try to get people to speak about it, and then we also assist in fundraising, and then from the fundraising that we have done, we have been able to send sending water, trucks going to villages, and then taking water from the trucks, and then we sort of then decide that we need tanks, bigger tanks, so that they can keep the water in the tank and take the water from time to time. So then you send the water on a weekly basis, and then we send food, also some medical, nutritional, baby food, and then after that we also had our officers going. The conflicts are always bad. There's nothing that you gain from conflicts. There's a lot of sadness, a lot of poverty, a lot of destruction. So it is important to have this, to be at peace with everyone, with the environment, with the people, so that you can build the nation. You can build the nation. Even whatever differences you have, you should put it aside, because you should build the nation for your people, for the young people, and also give the old people some peace,
Because he has to leave to the United States early this afternoon, so we delayed like 1 hour here. Today's seminar will bring experts from Yemen to highlight the Yemeni crisis from different perspectives and angles. And before we start with the first speaker, I would like to invite Mr. Muhammad al-Rashidi to deliver his welcoming speech on behalf of the organizing committee. Muhammad al-Rashidi is the president of the Yemeni Muslim students in Malaysia.
Has sent tens of thousands of Yemeni children to front line, not even into the back lines, but in front line actually, without any experience in the war. And a lot of these children died. And actually, most of these children below the age of 15, according to Amnesty and this one of the United Nations organizations. Thousands of Yemeni children to the front line. Peace Without Borders organization has started a campaign titled "Stop Using Children in Yemeni War." As I mentioned, 23,000 child have been forced to participate in this Yemeni war. More than 2,500 schools are out of use, 2/3 damaged by attack, 27% of schools already closed, 7% of these schools used either for military purposes or as a shelter for displaced people.
Any meaningful response to the humanitarian crisis requires two things: resources and political will. And neither will happen without media coverage. Unfortunately, the world's humanitarian crisis in Yemen has been underreported and under-publicized. Media coverage on the catastrophic situation in Yemen has often been shallow and coverage is uneven. All of these issues would never be solved without listening to numerous Yemeni voices, as NGOs tend to focus on the scale of the disaster and the human needs in order to mobilize more support. Most importantly, it is vital to understand the proxy war in Yemen is majorly result of the rebel group attempting to overthrow the internationally recognized government of Yemen.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم على النبي الكريم محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, our respected guests. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It is the great pleasure of Yemeni Students Union to welcome you all in this seminar, which is about Yemen and the worst humanitarian crisis in the world, which is organized by Yemeni Embassy, Yemeni Community, Yemeni Students Union, Light Media. Our respected guests, the relationship between Yemen and Malaysia as friends and allies is not just diplomatic relations between two countries.